Welcome back to the Tacomaholic channel, everybody. If you love dash cam installs, as well as all kinds of other Tacoma mod installs, go ahead and subscribe now. Alright everybody, this is the current dash cam I am running. It is the F800 Pro model from Thinkware, but even though I have no regrets about this particular dash cam, I think it's time to upgrade to the U1000 model. I will be doing a full comparison on these about what I like about the newer upgraded U1000 model versus the older F800, so stay tuned for that. But today's video will just cover the installation of the new U1000. And of course, if you are interested in grabbing one of these for yourself, link in the description below. Now this install video is going to be kind of weird because about half of the steps needed to get these all installed and wired up are already completed, since I was running a previous model from the same company, so I can literally just plug in the new main dash cam body with the 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter that is already in my truck, so I don't need to use this for this install. However, if you want to watch that wiring process, which in the previous video I did use the hard wiring kit to begin with, so I'll show you how to do that, go ahead and check out the link right here. One thing I will have to do differently with this install is I do have a rear-facing dash cam now, and I will need to run the wire from this under the headliner or around the headliner to the front, which connects directly to the main dash cam. So that's really the main thing we're going to be tackling today, which a lot of people that seem to be kind of nervous about, like pulling down their headliner, I think I found a way to make it as easy as possible. And that is by attaching the wire to one of these plumbing or electrical snakes. These are super useful for running wires behind walls, or in this case, hopefully underneath a headliner. So let's see how it works out. Alright, I got the end of the plug securely electrical taped to the snake. Now for the plugs, there's one, like you can see right here, is a right angle, the other is just straight. You just have to decide which one you want to use. They both plug in on either of the rear or front cameras, so it doesn't really matter. But if you do the straight one, like I'm running through here, I'm fishing this from the back to the front. Plugging it in straight is not going to block some of the other attachments for other accessories I might want to use in the future, so I'll show you that in just a minute. Wish me luck, we're going to snake this through to the front. Well, the original plan of using the snake to run the wire through under the headliner between the top of the truck and the headliner failed drastically, and you might be wondering, well, why did I even include that? Why didn't I edit it out? Just to let you guys know, in case you have the same idea, not to try it. I guess there's like some reinforcements up here on the roof, the ceiling, blocking the snake as I tried to run it past, but I realized I was making this way harder than it needed to be. There is tons of the wire for the rear camera. I guess Thinkware did this for like van or longer SUV applications where you need to run the entire length of the vehicle. So I have plenty of that, so instead of messing with the headliner, I'm actually going to run it. You can see I have some right here, some slack like to get where I'm going to actually mount the rear-facing camera. I'm going to run it up and over, down the pillar right here. The floorboards right here pop off easily, and this is where wires are run. Usually plenty of room. And I'll sort of go around the bottom of the pillar right here, move to the front of the truck, pop this panel off, continue to run the wire, and then run it up behind this, which there should be plenty of room. I already have the pillars off up here, so I am still going to use the snake to pop the wire up right here so I can grab it, run it up the A-pillar, and then finally over to where I'll have the front camera mounted. Sounds like a lot of work, shouldn't be that bad. Now, even though the process was simple, it was sort of difficult to film just because of like the tight confines in here, but I had my snake sort of out here. I went ahead and pulled out about 3 feet just to give me plenty of slack, even though this is a metal wire or a metal snake, whatever you want to call it, so it is sort of difficult to bend. And I found an open spot up here using just the sunlight from the top. If you're doing this at night, obviously you could use a flashlight. Snaked it up carefully, make sure like you don't snag it on anything. There it is, I taped it to the front, even though this not a super job with the electrical tape, just because it's not like it's going through the firewall or anything. So there it is. I'll go ahead and pull this out and give myself enough to run up here out to the middle. And just remember, when you're pulling the metal snake line back down through whatever you're running it through, just go careful, make sure you don't snag this end on any wires and cause any damage. And of course, now that you have the wires ran, it is an excellent time to make sure everything's working before you cover up any of these panels, which you can see I have quite a few. Alright guys, and for me, since I'm swapping an old dash cam for the new one, which does not have the same mounting base. The hardest part of this install for me by far was just removing the mounting plate from the actual windshield, because it does have that high quality 3M adhesive, which you can see is still remaining. And if you ever need to get any of this stuff off of glass, just get a regular razor blade and carefully go under it. I started the corner right there. You can see it starts coming off nice and easy. And now just to go ahead and clean off the slight remaining right here and all my disgusting fingerprints, so I can have a nice clean mounting surface for the new mounting platform. And when you guys are scraping this off, if you're doing something like this, just be aware of your surroundings. Don't let the razor blade get away from you like I almost did, and I started to cut into my visor tint up here, so just nicked it. I'll survive. So now I have tested both the new front U1000 cam and the rear camera attachment. Have both of them installed now. Safe to actually put all the panels back, but first I have some excess wire I'm going to go ahead and tuck. I don't think I need any zip ties here, but it's always good to have some in hand just in case. I'm going to tuck it along where you can see all the factory wires run. On the front here, there's 2 white clips that pop up, so I can tuck it down in there. And same thing in the back, only it's 3 of the black clips, so as I get it tucked in the front, I'll pull the extra slack out of this so I can sort of wrap that around and sort of zip tie it off back in this cubby right here, which is pretty much just open. So that is where I will keep the excess wire. Once I get all that done, I'll start putting the panels on one by one. And just to make things a little bit easier, even though I already removed like 5 panels, I'm going to leave this one right here on the center pillar because all the seat belts are attached to it. And if you just get your finger under here, there's plenty of wiggle room to actually, once I get this taut enough, I can actually just tuck that under this plastic trim right here and not even worry about it. And of course, I thought I was going to be able to get away with this without using any zip ties, but I think if I wasn't lazy, I'd pull the wire down and snake it back up, maybe like under this sort of Y branch of the factory wire looms. But I'm being lazy. I'm ready to get the truck put back together, so I'm just going to zip tie this right here just to give it a firm anchor point so it doesn't come loose and risk getting snagged as I pull the wire to the back of the truck and get it run that way. And just because I'm running a little bit of base for my custom enclosure here, I went ahead and wrapped the excess wire bundle in like some packing air bubble paper stuff so I can tuck it up there and not worry about these wires like hitting the metal back here of the truck, which I know sounds stupid, but those little vibrations add up when you're talking about an aftermarket system, so quick way to alleviate that. And of course, next up, the part nobody's looking forward to, but it's going to clean the truck up. Got to get all these trim pieces back in. I'll just be doing it in reverse order. And quick reminder for the front of this bottom kick plate right here, or foot panel, whatever you want to call it, the rubber molding does get tucked on the inside of this trim piece, so don't try to pull this out and go around it like I did. I got a little frustrated there and didn't realize what I was trying to do, so just tuck this on the inside of the plastic. Alright guys, that will do it for this video, and even though my first plan failed miserably, we still made it through, showing you a potentially easier way to run the wire for a rear-facing dash camera. If you want to do something similar and your dash cam does not come with that longer cord to run to the rear camera, you could probably get something compatible on Amazon for a longer cord of the same size, just depending on whatever specs your particular camera has, so keep that in mind. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel by watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.